The Crying Child. While I was young, I suffered from terrible nightmares. In the nightmares, I saw a child crying so hard it made me feel sad. But at the same time, it also made me feel so much afraid. It was nearly 9 o'clock. It was my time to get a good night's sleep. I tucked onto my bed and started to get some sleep. Again, I saw a nightmare. This nightmare was a terrible nightmare I have ever seen. I saw that someone was under my bed. Someone with red eyes, sharp teeth, just under my bed. I saw that creature just crawling back and back, which means he just crawling back from the bed and just rising up. He just stood behind me. I saw his red eyes and his sharp teeth. He started to point towards me. He started to point towards my chest. Then I felt a long pain. A long pain ripped through my chest. I was feeling dead. Suddenly I woke up. It was a terrible nightmare that my body is peeling itself off. But the nightmare was just beginning. I heard a crying as same as my nightmares. So much crying, very sadly, very badly. I opened my door and walked through the stairs. I heard the crying was coming from the kitchen. I just checked my parents' room. My parents were sleeping. I didn't want to wake them up. They will just say I made up a story. So, one by one, I lighted all lights. I just stepped to the kitchen. I started to light the kitchen, but apparently the switch doesn't work. I saw a black-haired girl. It was a girl crying very hard, very sadly. To my afraid and surprise, I just asked her, "Why are you crying?" But the girl didn't reply anything. Something caught my mind. My mind said that you should touch the girl and see her face and you should calm her down. So I did the same thing. The room was full of dark, but I could clearly see the girl sitting at the end of the kitchen and crying. I just touched her and said, "What's wrong?" Oh my God, I just said that. The girl looked at me. The girl had no eyes, only sharp mouth. Her mouth was covered with blood. Her mouth had pointy teeth, and she said with a demonic voice, "Ha ha ha, I'm so sad just because I had lost my eyes." I can't even tell you about the voice. It was so demonic, it actually shook me up. I just backed up. I stood back. The girl was still staring at me, but she had no eyes. Still, I could see her empty eye holes and his sharp mouth and teeth. She just rushed towards me and said, "Please, please don't leave me. I have no eyes, no eyes." It was so sadly, and she even cried, but she had no eyes. The next thing she said just shook me till now. She said that, "I'm so afraid. I have nothing to see. But now I can see. I can take your eyes. I can take your eyes." That word just shook me up. She said that she wanted my eyes. I was so afraid. I didn't know what to do. I just ran upstairs, and to my surprise and curiosity, I just looked downstairs. I saw her. She was carrying a large knife. She was carrying it The next thing I know, she just disappeared from down there. And when I turned back, she was just right there. She stabbed me in my eye. In a very pain, I just fell down. I couldn't remember anything. The next thing I remember was in the hospital. And my mom was crying. I said to my mom, "What is it up? Why are you crying, Mom?" I couldn't see. It was so dark, but I could feel that my mom is right next to me. So I asked her. The next thing she said, "Oh no," I just said like that. She said that, "Why, dear? Just why? You have no eyes, dear. You have no eyes. You have no eyes," my mom said. But no, that girl really took my eyes with her.